Leading the way with important local coverage. You're watching WISN 12 News this morning.
All right, we're starting this hour in the work week with a check of the forecast.
And Lindsay, it's a cool start, but then the sun will come out.
Yes, you know, we have a good first half of the work week. As you can see right now, this is Racine. Sun is just starting to come up. It's just kissing the horizon a little bit with light this morning. Temperatures now near 48 degrees. I definitely think it's jacket worthy, folks, as the kids are getting ready for school. Just make sure that they're aware that eventually they can maybe toss those jackets in the backpack for later, because temps getting into the low and mid 60s for most of us, and plenty of sunshine. And who do we have to thank for that? Well, big old ridge of high pressure. It's hanging out right now just towards our southwest. It's going to bring in those winds out of the northwest, a little breezy at times, but that high pressure will continue to scoot its way to the east throughout the week, and that's going to give us actually a warming trend before a huge change by the end of the week. So I'm telling you right now, if you need to wash the car, mow the lawn, do it over the next couple of days, because by Thursday, Friday, our opportunity is going to be very limited at this point, guys. I'll talk a little bit more about our big cool down that's coming up next.
Okay, we'll see you then, Lindsay. Thank you.
All right, let's get a check of the roads right now. Matt Salemi standing by live and News Chopper 12. Matt, where are...
Just when I thought you were going to make it through this story, I thought you did.
I was looking at the rundown and I knew that it was going to be a struggle. I almost got through it. All right, outlet malls going online.
The local malls, you might not have to leave your home to shop in anymore.
And a lightning strike survivor is talking about his experience and the moment a bolt of lightning brought him down.
And I am looking at some temperatures right now. A little bit cool to kick off the day. You definitely need a coat as you're heading out the door, but a big change in the forecast is on the way by the end of the week. I'll talk about that change coming up.
If you've been in
to help him out,
right,
and give him CPR.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Really couldn't be much worse.
As I said earlier, I mean, you see all these higher points around him, like the trees, and lightning usually hits the highest point, but he just happened to get hit. It was just unfortunate timing.
And a lot of people, I think, don't realize that a storm can be past the area, and it can hit up to 20 to 30 miles away. So if the storm, let's pretend it's in Milwaukee and you're in Kenosha, that is a possibility that bolt could get that far. Yeah. So I think a lot of people don't realize you have to wait at least 45 minutes after a storm passes.
Take it seriously.
Absolutely. But we do have some big changes in the weather department. No storms that I'm tracking right now, which is good, but the temperatures are going to be taking a pretty big tumble eventually. So enjoy the beginning of this week. The average high this time of the year is about 63 degrees. Today and tomorrow, I'm expecting them, low and mid 60s. Wednesday, I'm expecting temps in the mid and upper 60s. And Thursday, we have a very large weather system on the way. And this one is going to be a game changer as we go into the weekend. By the end of the week, we are talking cooler temperatures, windy conditions out there, and very soggy as well. So I am actually getting more increasingly concerned for Friday Night Football. It honestly, at this point, does not look very pleasant. Right now, it looks pretty good in Franklin. That's a temperature right now of 48 degrees. It's near the Rock Complex here. The sun is starting to come up. 50s across the board for areas near the lakefront. If you're further inland, temps right now are hovering in the low 40s. So you might need to grab the coat as you're heading out the door. Again, you might not need it by the end of the afternoon. Zooming the map out, we have this beautiful ridge of high pressure. That is going to be what's guarding our forecast for the next couple of days. Watch what happens to that high pressure. We have winds that come out of the northwest for today. That's why we're kind of cool to kick off the week. As that high scoots over, those winds change direction. So now the winds are coming from a warmer place. Therefore, we warm up by the end of the week. But you can see this big whopper right over here. Big old cold front is on the way as we head into Thursday and into Friday and over the weekend. It's a big area of low pressure. It's one that wants to park here, and it is going to bring in some chilly temperatures. I mean, look at the travel forecast. I'm going a little bit further ahead here, but we have temps in the 40s. Very cold rain in the forecast. I'm not going to say the S word just yet, but there is a possibility that some areas in northern Wisconsin could see a little bit of the frozen stuff. 24 days until Halloween. So yeah, I mean, it's getting to that part of the year. But as you're planning your day today, just know that coat for the beginning of the day. By the end of it, you might be all right. We're clear and cool. That sun is coming up at 6:55, and your full 7-day forecast does feature the sunny and seasonal trend. So if you need to mow the lawn, wash the car, kind of do those outdoorsy things, do it in the beginning of the week, because by the end of the week, you're not going to want to be outside, honestly, with highs in the upper 40s by Sunday.
That'll feel cold.
Yeah, a
It'll
shock
feel
to the
cold,
system.
right? Because I mean, granted, we can deal with upper 40s. It's just we were 87 last Monday, so it's just it's the first big change.
Yeah. All right, Lindsay, thank you.
Talks between GM and union workers broke down.
Yeah, the sticking point that has workers.
Homeschool, thanks to your generosity.
Yeah, Lindsay Slater and I handed out backpacks yesterday. that were purchased with the money that a lot of you donated during our Class Act school supply drive last month. Tell us what these donations and these supplies mean. Phone bank and our Stuff the Bus event. You guys helped us raise more than $46,000, which helped us fill more than 3,000 book bags with supplies. We had such a great time with the students yesterday. Lindsay, I loved when we were with them and they're opening the backpacks and going through their school supplies.
You're like,
it was like
face just lights
Christmas
up.
in September. It really was. It just brought a smile to my face yesterday. I'm glad that you and I got to be out there to do it.
you know, and we're giving all these kids, you know, the backpacks, and, you know, they're all different colors. It was, you know, customizable. I mean, they can really make it their own, and I think they were just so thrilled that, you know, like I told you before, one of the kids was like, "Now my mom doesn't have to buy this,"
Right.
which is great. And, you know, a lot of them were just so excited to have the basic essentials that they're going to need this school year.
Yeah.
So.
Tools they need to succeed.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Well, I am talking about today being an alert day because we had all that flooding from overnight last night into much of this morning. You might have been woken up from the alerts that were coming on your phone. That was because of a flash flood warning that actually expired at 4 a.m. But we're still feeling the lingering impacts of all of that rain. This is the past 24 hours, folks. And look at this. Big Muskego Lake, over 4 inches of rain. Wind Lake, just about 4 inches of rain. New Berlin, 2.75. Lake Geneva, about 2.5. At the airport, 2.3 inches. So if you have a report or you have flooding in your neighborhood that you want to report to us, feel free to, you know, send us a tweet, send us an email, you know, just email us at weather@wisn.com. We need to kind of get all this information out. But yesterday we did break a record with the most amount of rainfall reported on that date, almost at 1.6 inches. The old record was back in 1978. And then we also got rain on Wednesday, and we also got rain on Monday. So all of these things led to us having flash flooding, and that is why there are still some issues this morning. So remember, don't go into flooded roads, turn around, don't drown. If you do encounter a flooded road, make sure that you are don't drive through it. It only takes about 12 inches of water for your tires to get lifted up and carried away from that water. 70 degrees right now. Very gloomy out there this morning in Milwaukee, and a live look at Sheboygan. Little bit of drizzle left over. 67 degrees right now. I wanted to show the road, but it's hard to see. Here's the best news I have of your morning. Hopefully it is, but you can see that big bulk of rain, it is out of here, folks. The cold front is doing its job. It's getting rid of all this activity. Yeah, it could spark, you know, a random shower during the day, but the main bulk of the activity is out of here. But we are still feeling those impacts from all of that rain. That is why the Weather Service is continuing flood warnings across the area until later on this morning, so that you're just aware. I might need to leave early for work this morning. There is actually wildlife that has been displaced as a result of all the flooding. We saw that in one of our live shots earlier, so take your time today. As we get through the afternoon, that wind is going to pick up out of the south and west between 15 and 30 miles an hour. So just heads up for that. And if you really need to mow the lawn, today probably not the best day. The ground is just very saturated. I doubt you'll be able to get any drying going on. There it is. There's the sound effect, Sheldon. And also, there it is. Saturday looks pretty good for mowing the lawn, and Sunday I'm tracking a chance of some spotty showers. But we are not done with summer just yet. We have a big ridge of high pressure that's going to hang out with us for much of next week. In fact, Sunday, I'm expecting highs in the low 80s. That trend is going to continue as we head into the work week. And the best part about my 7-day forecast is the fact that it is looking so much drier. So to recap for you, an alert day today with those lingering flooding concerns. Saturday looks good, 75 to 77 degrees. Sunday, 81. And then we're going to hang out in the 80s for much of next week as we enjoy what high pressure has to give us. But another thing about, you know, having all this rain this week is that my grass is like super long. I'm like, I just cut it. I gotta cut it again.
You'll have a chance to do that next week when we finally have a dry stretch.
Right.
Perks of apartment living. I don't have to deal with that.
Number biceps.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what's happening.
Just moving around, trying to stay awake.
There's an arm workout. 6:20 right now.
A surprise edition for the Toy Hall of Fame.
Buy smartphones made this year's list of
Early, I'm tracking some patchy fog and drizzle as you're heading out the door. When we finally see the sunshine again, I have that ahead in Weather Watch 12.
The heavy rain has stopped, but the river
goes all the way up to my legs.
That's someone's yard right there. Parts of southeast Wisconsin waterlogged. Here's video from Colin Powell. He shared this of his flooded yard on Tuesday night. That's in the flooded Majestic Hills Mobile Home Park. And in Beaver Dam, they saw 7 inches of rain there, and there are still some lingering showers out there this morning.
Hopefully it stops soon. I'm getting real sick of this.
Right. No, I hear you. You're looking at me like, I'm real sick of this, Lindsay. No, I hear you. I totally understand. We do have some drizzle and fog that we're dealing with this morning, but there will be sunshine by the end of the day today. So you can get that vitamin D. I understand it makes everyone upset. Plus, we did have quite a bit of rain here over the past couple of days. So here's what's going on right now. Radar network doesn't show anything because drizzle does not get picked up, but we have a lot of drizzle and patchy fog as you are heading out the door this morning. Noticing most of this is near the lakefront, seeing us down to about a 1-mile visibility in Milwaukee and areas in Racine and Kenosha. Very similar scenario. You can even see in the distance here, very hazy. Temperature-wise, 57 degrees as you're heading out the door in Milwaukee. So I would say grab the rain gear for the drizzle. I mean, it's not raining a ton, but again, an umbrella most likely needed here. And also grab that coat because that's not going to feel real nice when it's so wet outside. That 57 does not feel like 57 degrees. But today, we will see some improvements in the forecast. We have the drizzle to start, so the morning rush most likely foggy and wet for you. But we'll get some peaks of sunshine. Guys, temperatures getting into the low 60s. Now, yesterday, we only hit a high of 59 degrees, which is something that hasn't happened since June. So it is going to get better. We have more sunshine. And tomorrow, a lot more sunshine.
We had 59 in June, a high?
We did. Remember how crummy June was?
Yes.
Yeah, it kind of stunk.
Yeah.
Summer started late.
It did.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Lindsay. All right, a flood warning is in effect for many rivers that are across our area this morning.
12 News' Shanae Amara is live in Grafton, where even though the rain...
You're watching WISN 12 News this morning.
It's 6:31 on this Tuesday morning, and we are starting this half hour with weather because there is a flash flood watch for our area.
That's right. Lindsay, radar is showing the rain is on the way, so we're calling it an alert day.
It is. Now, a lot of us aren't actually seeing a lot of rain this morning, including right now, Milwaukee County. You're still dry, so if you head out the door right now, you're not going to get any rain on your windshield. But there are some pockets of heavy rain that I've been tracking going through Fond du Lac and also into Sheboygan counties as well. This is just a taste of things to come. We have a lot more heavy rain on the way. Right now, I'm actually tracking some of those heavier pockets with quite a bit of lightning. Matt Salemi actually just sent me a video of some of that lightning from News Chopper 12, and I will share that with you here in a couple of minutes. But this is just going to be what we can expect over the next 24 to 36 hours. Heavy rounds of showers and thunderstorms, which is why some areas may receive 2 to 5 inches of rain during this time. That is a lot of rain over a short period of time. Again, that's also why we're calling it an alert day. That flash flood watch actually is in effect all the way for much of southern Wisconsin, but this extends all the way into New Mexico. This is a very stubborn system that is not moving anytime soon, so that's why we're getting very repetitive weather. So as you head out the door this morning, one thing I can tell you, make sure that you grab an umbrella because you're definitely going to be needing it later today.
Okay, good advice and a reminder. Thank you.
All right, let's get a check of the roads right now. Traffic Watch 12. Matt Salemi is live.
And I'm tracking all of these showers and thunderstorms. What time this arrives, I'll have that ahead in Weather Watch 12.
Storms that are on the way later. You're taking a look here at the roads, our DOT cameras, and it is looking smooth this morning. So you'll have a good drive, at least on the way to work.
But Lindsay, you'll want to have your rain gear with you today.
Yes, because we have a lot of this as moving in our direction. Now, I can tell you it has been stalled here for the past couple of hours. It's really just kind of centered over areas in southwestern Wisconsin through to Green Bay. So some of these areas, even under flash flood watches this morning, we are not under any watches or warnings. In fact, I'm not really expecting us to have any severe weather today at all. However, this activity will push its way to the east very slowly, but your morning commute is still going to be dry. Look at those watches right here, just for the southwest part of the state, including Grant and also Richland County as well. That will continue until noon today. You can see that there are some of our counties, like, Fond du Lac and possibly even into Dodge County, that may get a little pop-up storm, but for the most part, we are dry for that morning commute. It's the afternoon commute that things could get a little bit more interesting as that area of low pressure in that complex kind of rolls its way in. Gorgeous start right now in Racine. A little breezy right now, but nice to see that sunshine there. But as we go here hour by hour, you can see the tops of the cumulonimbus clouds. These are super cool to see. As a weather nerd, I love it. But I do anticipate a couple of those pop-up storms, guys. That will be the trend for today. Mainly happening, though, in the afternoon.
Okay, good to have the umbrella just in case for later. Thanks.
6:34 right now. Traffic Watch 12 and a tour. We are still trying to figure out who this woman is. Who is she? What's the story? Why is she so passionate about this song?
Is that Hannah Hilliard? She was at the concert. She was at the concert. We know that.
It's Hannah.
Me.
No, it's not.
No.
But if that's you, reach out. We want to know more.
Guys, it was me. No, I dyed my hair overnight. But honestly, we were kind of speculating that maybe she just went through a breakup, or maybe just something really powerful in her life, and she was just letting it out. She's feeling good. Don't you wish we could all just dance around like that? Right. It'll keep your blood flowing. And you know what? I'm watching the radar right now because there's a lot of showers and thunderstorms that I'm tracking. Your morning commute is just fine. Most of us are going to stay dry. The rain is going to stay to the west. However, once we get to the evening commute, we could see some of these storms pop up. So I'm going to really track and watch this thing as it rolls its way closer. Here's a live look right now at Milwaukee, kind of showing you to the west. The tops of the clouds there really kind of highlighting where some of that rain is right now. A live look at Racine, 66 degrees. Look at that sunrise. That is absolutely stunning. So if you look to the east, it looks like it's going to be a perfect day. But if you look to the west, totally different story, because you can actually see the tops of the cumulonimbus clouds here as we look at our Road America camera that's just to the northwest of us. So we are watching this huge complex. I mean, it is stretching from areas in Nebraska all the way through to Michigan, and it's going to stay here for a little while. And that's why, you know, we're trying to figure out the timeline of this system, because it's kind of just stuck right now. The cold front doesn't even move through until Sunday. So what I can tell you right now from what I've been looking at is that these storms right here are going to continue to roll their way a little bit further to the east. So if you're south of 94 and, you know, east of 39, I think that there is some potential that some of these soakers could make their way towards you. So Rock County, Walworth County, even a little bit of Racine and Kenosha, I think you could get clipped with this part of the system. This up here is going to continue to kind of ride along this boundary and head toward Green Bay, which is why I'm still calling for the chance of those pop-up thunderstorms throughout the day today. So here's 10:30 in the morning, and just like I was just saying, our weather models are trying to pick up what I just told you, some areas in Rock and also into Walworth counties, looking at that progression as that thing rolls its way to the east. This will nix some of our southern counties as well, so just anticipate bringing an umbrella with you as you are heading out the door. We could have a couple more as we head through the overnight hours, because this system isn't done with us yet. This will be a continuing trend as we head towards the end of your work week. So if you need to mow the lawn, right now is the time you need to do it, because you're not going to have the opportunity when you are coming home from work today, because we'll have the potential of these pop-up storms. Friday, I think, is going to be dry. Saturday, it is looking rather windy and wet as that cold front starts to work its way through. So let me show you that full 7-day forecast, which highlights some of that activity. Storms to the west today, pop up in the afternoon. Tomorrow, I think we stay dry. Saturday morning looks dry right now. It'll be stormy in the afternoon and windy, and then Sunday morning will be dry, but the afternoon will be better. So you just got to kind of pick and choose how you want to plan out your weekend, because it's not a washout, but there are certain sections of your weekend you can probably get in, like a bike ride or just an event you want to do. I think it's possible.
Okay, good to be thinking about. Thank you.
A Florida business is left picking up the pieces after a truck slams into the storefront.
The narrow escape for one customer just inches from that crash scene.
Plus, an island